Now, the brainstorming session of the JDS MLAs in Sri Lanka is over and they have returned to the state. The MLAs arrived at the KIA, Kempegowda International Airport at around 4:20 in the morning. Kumaraswamy has hinted that all the factional disputes within the party has been solved. In fact, the brainstorming session of the JDS MLAs in Sri Lanka is over and they returned to the state. The MLAs arrived at the Kempegowda International Airport at around 4:20 this morning. Kumaraswamy, former Chief Minister, has hinted that all the factional disputes within the party has been solved. In fact, a large number of JDS MLAs had visited Colombo in order to brainstorm. Now, their idea was to find out what really happened, why didn't they actually do well in not just the past elections, but also try and solve the factional disputes that were on. As of now, the MLAs believe that, or state, that all problems have been sorted and, well, after their holiday in Colombo, they're all fresh and ready to take on the government. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Varghese. Varghese, it looks like they're all happy over there, but can you tell us more on this?
Well, this was a very important session for the JDS. There were several questions of whether factionalism was in fact breaking out in the JDS after its performance in the Lok Sabha elections. Also, there was among a lot of party cadres a doubt about what the existential prospects of the JDS, especially with regards to how it's going to perform in the state's politics as well as that in the national level. So this particular brainstorming session was in fact held in Sri Lanka, in Colombo, at a resort where it looks like an attempt by the Kumaraswamy led faction to in fact ensure that there is some kind of unity within the JDS after it had witnessed a good drubbing in the Lok Sabha elections, and it has not been able to come to power for quite some time, and this has also set in a lot of inferiority among the cadres, which had to be addressed. He in fact had a one-to-one session with all the leaders in Sri Lanka, where he spoke with each leader representing the areas in Karnataka, and he told them about the need to reformulate the entire party to give it a new direction, and also the politics that JDS will have to occupy with relation to the national level as well as to the state level, Nolan.
Right, Varghese, thank you very much for all those details. Well, you can clearly see the JDS MLAs who have arrived in the city after their holiday in Colombo. In fact, Kumaraswamy had stated that it's much cheaper to actually head over there than have one of their meetings as such like this in resorts in Bengaluru or in Chennai or Goa. Furthermore, we are also told that they brainstormed over what really happened, what went wrong for the JDS in the recently concluded Lok Sabha elections, and also to try and figure out if there are ways to come about or come out of factional problems that were present in the party. Well, they arrived at around 4:20 at the Kempegowda International Airport. Now, H.D. Kumaraswamy has clearly hinted that all the factional disputes within the party have been solved. Well, the government has learned to have open channels with Saudi Arabia for the rescue of captured Indians in Mosul city of Iraq. India has had good relations with the oil-rich country in recent years, and the regime there is known to have some influence on Sunni militants in Iraq. The 40 Indians are suspected to have been kept in captivity by Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant militants at two different locations near Mosul. Sources within the security establishment said contact channels are being established with Saudis to get more information on the state of the abductees, to establish the abductors are from ISIS or ISIL and not from some other outfit. The intention of the abductors and eventually putting pressure on them through Riyadh to release the Indians. But in fact, the government has learned to have open channels with Saudi Arabia for the rescue of captured Indians in Mosul city of Iraq. India has had good relations with the oil-rich country in recent years, and the regime there is known to have some influence on Sunni militants in Iraq. The 40 Indians are suspected to have been kept in captivity by Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant militants or ISIL militants at two different locations near Mosul. Sources within the security establishment said contact channels are being established with Saudis to get more information on state of the abductees, to establish the abductors are from ISIL and not some other outfit, the intention of the abductors, and also eventually putting pressure on them through Riyadh to release the Indians. Back now, Arvind Kejriwal is all geared up to get down to battleground once again. He seems so keen on getting back to the assembly that he has now gone on to rent a house near the Vidhan Sabha. Take a look.
Aam Aadmi Party lost its ground during the Lok Sabha polls, but now they have gone into introspection mode and are busy revamping their party and bringing back their old leaders. And even as the party is gearing up to get onto the battlefield with all its might, its party chief Arvind Kejriwal has something else to rejoice about. The former Chief Minister of Delhi, who is hoping to become CM once again, has now found his new residence. Look at this house. It doesn't look so impressive. Would you believe if we said that this house is located in one of the most posh localities of Delhi? Well, this house belonged to a former Congress leader, Bhiku Ram Jain's son, Narayan Jain. Located at Flag Road near Delhi's Vidhan Sabha, Kejriwal was so smitten by this house that the works to beautify the house have already started. Arvind Kejriwal has got the permission to extend his stay till the end of July at the Tilak Lane residence, where he shifted post his dethroning. And the way the renovation is taking place, it looks like the house will be ready to occupy by the end of July. So will the aura of the Vidhan Sabha cast its spell on Kejriwal's luck yet again? Will it make him second time lucky? Will this house be a boon or a bane for the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo? Let's wait for him to occupy the house and we will know. Sanjay Dikshit, News 9, New Delhi.
Now, birds of the same feather flock together. According to a News Swiss report, the adage holds good even when it comes to the corrupt. Take a look.
Ever wondered where the high and mighty choose to stash their money? Well, you may think it is Swiss Bank. No surprises there, it indeed is. But what is surprising is the fact that most Indians find two Swiss bankers, namely UBS and Credit Suisse, the most reliable when it comes to safeguarding their illegal money. Well, not just illegal money, but even the money used for trading and other financial investments. Yes, the two banking giants appear to be accounting for almost 2/3 of the total money held by Indians in Swiss banking system. According to the latest official data disclosed by Swiss National Bank, money belonging to Indians in Swiss banks has risen drastically by 43% in the last year, despite growing global pressure on Switzerland to share client details. At a time when the new government at the center is planning to tackle the black money issue, the release of this data helps one understand how uphill the task will be. But the data sure has narrowed down the targets to just two major firms. A News9 report.